Hey, thanks so much for trying out this little schedule that I made. So this is something that I made for myself. I've also worked with my one-on-one clients to make this, and I hope that it can be helpful to you, especially during this time that there's not a lot of structure. We can find ourselves on social media a lot more because we don't have that structure in place, and also our anxiety is high. So we go to social media, or we go to the internet, or we go to the news to find out more information, and then that just heightens our anxiety, and then we fall down this rabbit hole, and we're also eating sugar and a ton of caffeine, drinking a ton of caffeine, and not feeling so great. Having this schedule has been so helpful for me. I left teaching in 2016, started working from home and then working for myself in 2017. And at first, if you've seen my little 4 quadrant thing with eating styles, I went from an authoritarian life where everything in my life was ruled by my job, like with school, everything was very authoritarian. It's like, these are the rules, be here at this time, this is when you can eat lunch, right? And then I swung from authoritarian to being very permissive and letting myself wake up at 10 a.m. and wear yoga pants and not shower, eat lunch whenever, scroll on social media whenever. So it was very permissive, possibly even neglectful at times, but just kind of also being like, well, you worked so hard before, you deserve this time off to just be lazy and whatever. And not that I want to have that authoritarian lifestyle or like structure in my day. Being super permissive or super neglectful about a schedule and like self-care actually made me feel worse and heightened my anxiety. And also I found myself in a hole of depression, especially last winter. Us being back in Chicago with winter and not really having anywhere to be, not having work friends or an office to go to, it became super permissive of like, cool, you can just scroll on social media first thing. I was teaching online and then would like navigate over to my phone and let me just scroll and scroll and scroll to the point that my body hurt, my chest hurt. I had really bad headaches, my eyes would hurt, and I still felt like, oh my gosh, I just have to keep scrolling. If you're following me back then, this kind of took my 2 month sabbatical from social media, and then got back and was like, you need to set up boundaries for this. And it took a long time to figure out these boundaries, and I still fell into those rabbit holes of endless scrolling. It's kind of the same thing that I had to figure out with sugar and with processed food and pizza. I want to be able to have some of this without having all of this. I don't want that authoritarian lifestyle, but I don't want that permissive or neglectful lifestyle as well. So really that authoritative lifestyle where there is structure, there is boundaries, there are routines in place, but those things are not to rule my life, but rather to set things up in a way that feels good. And I feel safe, accomplished, focused, driven. At the end of the night, I feel good about the decisions that I made throughout my day because it's helping me move my life along. So I'm going to show you 2 examples of the little scheduled. One is what I worked on with my clients, and then I'll show you mine as well. Okay, so this is super important. I talk about bookends with my clients, and that means bookend your, oops, this is not the right one. Let me switch back. I think maybe that is it. Okay, bookends. Okay, sorry, that was the right one. Okay, so bookends. There is going to be a whole bunch of shit in the middle of your day that you have no control over, but you can be in charge of 2 things. And the first thing that you can be in charge of is your morning. You get to decide what time you wake up, and you get to decide the first thoughts that you have when you go to put your feet on the floor, and the first thing that you do first thing in the morning. If you're one of those people who is checking your phone first thing in the morning, or using your phone as an alarm clock and it's in your bedroom, your day's probably not starting out so great. So set up some bookends. So bookends, the beginning of your day and the end of your evening. In the middle of the day, a bunch of shit's gonna happen. That, shit just being thrown at the fan, whatever. But like, first thing, do not check your phone. Do not check your phone. Oh my gosh, I'm awake. Should I check social media? No, do not check your phone. And then, give yourself this little incentive of like, cool, I'm going to go to my schedule. I'm going to print this out, and I'm going to go to my schedule, after I get my day together, and I need to make sure that I cross that off. And if you're not crossing that off first thing, then you're like, shoot, I need to set myself up so that I actually feel good in the morning. So that's the first thing. Set your day up that you are not checking your phone, and then do some sort of intentional movement with your body. So I myself and have my clients go for some sort of walk, whether that's with your dog or you're by yourself. If you're a runner, great. I can't run right now because I have some hip and knee pain and I'm working on strengthening my body. And so I'm not running, but I am intentionally going for a walk. What this does, especially if you are in a colder area, if you set this up now, this is going to feel really good when winter comes. And also, you can't go to your gym right now. You can't go do anything right now. This is going to be really helpful to your mental health and also just getting your body started with moving. If you have a job where you're sitting at a desk all day, a lot of us are on our computers, doing Zoom chats or, online stuff, virtual learning, lots of things just on a computer. This is some time away from the computer screen when you're doing something with your body and, something great for your mind. And then I do a 15-minute workout. This is one of my clients. I had her either doing it outside or in her garage. So just a change of scenery, a change of environment. You can't go to your gym. It doesn't feel good to stay in just one spot. So if you can go outside on your patio or in your garage, I go down to my creepy basement and get a workout done. That is with my movement menu, which stay tuned. I have something coming up with that soon, if that's something you're interested in. The next thing, then I have this client, okay, eat breakfast. And if you want to check in with your friends, then you want to message people or you want to check in on social media, but do all of these things, basically create the life that you want before you consume other people's shit, right? We get up and we start consuming a bunch of shit. We turn on CNN, we open Instagram. It doesn't feel good. Create the life you want before you consume other people's shit. Okay, cool. And then shower, make that one of your non-negotiables, and then start schoolwork or start your job, whatever. A bunch of shit out of your control. And then the last thing, the last bookend, right? So beginning of the day and end of the day, the two bookends is make sure you are in bed by a certain time. So whatever time you need to be in bed so that you have 8 hours of sleep. That is so important for your body. That is so important for your mental health. That is so important for your productivity. If you are someone who is trying to change the way your body looks or change your relationship with food, if you are not getting enough sleep, it's going to be really, really hard to accomplish anything else in the day. So make sure that you are getting in bed at a certain time, and you don't have technology in your bedroom. Technology stays out of your bedroom. Your bedroom is for sleep and your bedroom is for sex. It is not for technology. It's not for the TV. It's not for scrolling on your phone. It is for sleep and it is for sex, and that is it. Okay, so I'm going to show you, mine. Hopefully I shared this correctly. This is my day. So again, first thing in the morning. Nope, I messed that up. Hopefully this is coming right. Okay. And I printed mine out and I go through and I cross it off. Crossing it off has been so beneficial to me. I used to actually have this, so I used to be a teacher. I don't have it in here anymore. I used to have a pocket chart for my kindergarten classroom and I had these things up there. And here is what would happen. I would look at it and be like, oh, I should do that. And then I wouldn't do it. I had probably this many things on the pocket chart and I couldn't get myself to accomplish any of them. So I literally actually just started off with one. Go for a walk. That's it. So right now I have a whole bunch of shit on here. I have 12 things on here. It didn't start like that. It started with go for a walk. Close the computer. So I teach in the morning, close the computer and go for a walk. Once I accomplished that, I started adding more. Okay, close the computer, take the dog for a walk, then take yourself for a walk. Great. Okay, now we're close the computer, take yourself for a walk, take the dog for a walk, yourself for a walk, do your physical therapy exercises that you spend thousands of dollars on and you're not doing consistently, right? So can gradually and methodically added these habits in instead of trying to go from 0 to 100. So then the next thing I added was my 15-minute movement menu. Again, stay tuned. I love it. I've been doing that consistently for the last 5 weeks. I have not changed anything else with food or really anything. Food has stayed the same. I'm down 8 pounds. I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm actually working on strengthening my body so that I can run again. And I also want to look like a person who lifts. Those are my goals. But I lost 8 pounds in the process in 5 weeks just by adding in more movement gradually like this. Okay. Next thing, self-care, shower. I have to shower every day. Then I can drink coffee. I'm not drinking coffee first thing and look presentable. So on this, this is mid-afternoon. I still haven't gone onto social media. Then I do my daily do's, which is my 4-3-2-1 journaling. I read 10 pages of a personal development book, and then I write about what I read. I don't read for hours and hours and hours. The purpose of reading a personal development book is to take action on it. Then I'll do some work. I'll take it, probably eat lunch sometime in there, do an intentional walk or bike ride. So just like around the block, really quick, like 10-20 minutes. And then I have the project that I'm working on, whatever that is for my business. And then client calls are in there too. It's kind of not on that schedule. The schedule is like kind of the things that sometimes I struggle with and I need to make sure that I actually do. Client calls, like I have to show up and be accountable to someone else. Of course, I'm not going to miss those. These are kind of the things that, if I don't do these things, I don't have a boss that's like, hey, you didn't do that thing. There's no one holding me accountable to doing these things besides myself. So that's why these things are on here. And then my 15-minute lazy workout, that's from the Movement Menu program as well. I do that in front of the television while I'm laying on the floor. So just those two things that I added in. And then the last one, be in bed by 10 p.m., ideally 9 or 9:30, because I start my day at 5:45. So but going through and actually crossing these things off, I get to use a fun colored marker. That's super satisfying. It's super satisfying to go through and see this. This did not start out like this in the beginning. So just remember that this might be overwhelming. If you need to add in a bunch of shit, start slow. Like maybe you just start with, great, I am going to not check my phone first thing in the morning, and then I am going to go for a walk. And maybe that's how you start building this in, but you don't try to go from 0 to 100. It's not going to work out. All right, send me a message if you have any questions. I hope that this helps you organize your day and organize your schedule as we are in quarantine. It helps you feel good. One of the things that I'm helping people, how do you want to feel at the end of this? Do you want to be that person that's like, I just sat at home and fell into a hole of depression, or like, cool, I used this time to move ahead in my life. It sucked. I did the best that I could, but I feel pretty accomplished. I feel good about this. All right, take care.